Hello, America, and to our friends around the world. Welcome to the Common Sense Show. My name is Dave Hodges. I'm the host. We're the show that's freeing America one enslaved mind at a time. Thank you so much for joining us. Really good to be with you. We'd ask you to join our newsletter. It's really convenient because everything we do in the previous 24 hours will be delivered to your email box free of charge. Over 50,000 people do it. You can too. Just go to thecommonsenseshow.com. Find the newsletter link up right-hand corner, put in your email address, the only required field, and send it off, and you can keep up with what we do. And we're going to ask you also too to share far and wide. I think it's really important you do that because we still have a lot of people we need to get active politically. And we don't tell people what to think or how to think, but we just went through 4 really bad years that most of Americans did not like. You don't want that to happen again. You got to get involved. Republic form of democracy is a participation sport, not a spectator sport. So let's get involved with this. So please share. Well, we all like to shake, rattle, and roll, shake our bodies to a good song. We just love to be active and move. But the kind of movement we're going to be talking about here is something that is not desirable, especially for our friends in California. And I have relatives affected by what I'm going to tell you. This is big news. And the earth seems to be on the move for some reason. I mean, we have unbelievable weather going on, and there are multiple causations involved, I'm sure. We're not going to break that down for you here because I don't have the expertise, but I can tell you what's happening, and it's scary. We're going to do that right here on the show. Hey, we are brought to you by Magic Dicol. These products, two of them in particular, absolutely gave me my life back. You can see the starter pack there for Magic Dicol. The first three there are the Nanosoma liquid sprays. And this really, I credit, many have heard me say this before. It gave me my life back. It doesn't cure anything, it will boost your immune system through properties. When you come to the site, you'll see what it does. Unbelievable. I rebounded with against RSV with strip lung linings, and I was told by a lung expert, Dave, not likely coming back at your age, and this is not going to be good for your future. And today, I'm better than I've ever been. And then I started really working out hard to compensate. I wasn't going to give in, and I was taking this product and also add in God's grace, and I recovered. But I had a problem in the gym. My bone on bone knee, well, that was a problem when I wanted to do a lot of leg work. And my friend Scotty Sachs said, Dave, if you rub the gel, the nanosoma gel on your joints, you're going to experience relief if you're typical. And it took a month and I held relief. 2 months, I didn't have any pain. And today, it's a shadow of what I used to be, but I'm leg pressing over 300 pounds, not bragging because it's nothing like I used to do, but I don't have any pain. I couldn't have done 100 pounds 2 years ago. These products gave me my life back. And also, too, the third product is the cream, and that erases fine lines and wrinkles. But the first two really have made a huge difference in my life. And I wanted to make a difference in your life too. All you have to do is go to iwantmyhealthback.com/Dave Hodges. iwantmyhealthback.com/Dave Hodges. By the way, the lung doctor I saw as a follow-up 3 months after I got the terrible prognosis, he was in shock. You're going off all the meds. Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. Anyway, I want to tell you about the Elsinore fault line in California. This is scary. It impacts near the San Diego area, and it's close to where they had the terrible earthquake the other day. Fortunately, it wasn't in a populated area. I think they timed that at 5.2, but what they have found now is this fault line is capable of generating an earthquake of 7.8 or above. What? Oh yeah, yeah. The North Ridge that was really bad, that was 6.7. This is on a scale much higher, multiple times higher, and it will actually branch off into two fault lines. And the one they're most worried about is the corona, and that goes into the eastern and southeastern edge of LA, get into Riverside and Corona and so forth. And Temecula also is affected by this is not good. This will affect millions of people if and when it happens. And it just seems like the whole West Coast is coming alive. You've got the subduction zone off the coast of British Columbia, Washington, and Oregon. And those tectonic shelves are slightly shifting. And I say slightly, but they could go. And if they go, we're talking magnitude of over 8 and tsunamis that would be just horrendous. And then, of course, we've got the classic everyone knows about the San Andreas Fault, and that's bad enough. By the way, the fault line I mentioned first goes out into Imperial Valley. And if you're not familiar with the area, if you're driving out of Arizona on I-10, a little over halfway to San Diego is Imperial Valley. And that's really far out of the metropolitan areas, but it shows you how extensive the branch of these two fault lines that come together in one are. And it's not good. And if you look into the Bible, I hope we're not living in this time. I'm hoping this is coincidental, but it talks about earth changes. And are we going through a pole shift? Is that what's initiating this? And I'm going to bring this up again because it bears repeating. Back in the period of about 2008 to 2012, I had a number of foreign exchange students in my undergrad psych classes, and a number of them, two from Sweden, one from Germany, one from Italy, one from Russia, we're all saying the same things. Our professors are telling us that one day the Europeans are going to have to move to Africa because this area is going to be uninhabitable. We're starting a slow ice age, was what they said. I go, wow, this is interesting. We still don't hear a lot about that here, but if you remember during that time frame, they had record low temperatures through Northern Europe. It was absolutely horrific. Is that going to happen? I don't know. But evidence shows us it can happen in a heartbeat, and the earth changes are dramatic and they're cataclysmic. I like to tell this story because it illustrates how bad it can be. If you look on a map between South America and Africa, you see the continental drift. Okay, continents slowly over millions of years moving apart. That's one way things change. That part we can pretty well adapt to, although you will have some earth changes there. But the ones that are just amazing where the top shelf goes like roller coasters and the continent tectonic plates shift and they shift dramatically. In 1988, Soviet researchers found a woolly mammoth, not from Siberia, but in Siberia with undigested vegetation in its stomach. So it meant that whatever happened to that creature moved it over a continent away, and it had to have happened in under 30 minutes. Those are the things that nightmares and science fiction movies are made of, except this isn't science fiction. This is proven fact. And I found this to be a really stunning result. So you have two types of changes in major earthquakes. And I think that this is something that we pay attention to. I don't know that we can do anything to stop it. We don't have the technology. If we were a type 2 civilization, according to Michio Kaku's model, we could control this. But we're still at the end of type 0. And he said to survive, we have to overcome our warlike tendencies to get through this uranium age, nuclear weapons that we're in. And we've got 3 hotspots on the planet, as you know. And so if we get through stage 0, we still get through all of stage 1 into stage 2 before we could even affect a change. The only thing we can do is adapt. I've talked to you already about Yellowstone, and it's starting to get active. And we had a couple of years ago these bison that were found dead with a little bit of an eruption, the release of gases, and it suffocated these animals. That could be humans. By the way, if Yellowstone ever goes, the kill zone is 100 miles, but then it has dramatic effects over the planet, and the United States would have ceased to exist as a functioning country. So Mother Nature can't be fooled. I always say, hey, always stock up. You never know when you're going to need your own supplies: food, water, guns, gold, ammo, natural medicine, and tools. And you say, well, Dave, you're nonviolent. You're a Christian. Yeah. The guns and ammo part is strictly about self-defense. And if you're prepped, you don't need to be predatory. That's my answer to that. I'm Dave Hodges. This is the Common Sense Show. We'll see you back here again next time.